GTA 53 Stratum P28. Over on the left side, we've got max power as these blue Space Marines. Just try and remember these colors. He is bringing along the Librarian, Jonah, Orion, Gabriel Angelos, and Solaria. And we've got some very tactical marine focused doctrines. We've got Tireless for that big speed boost, Slow Death for very dangerous flamers, and Solaria's command of Fire on the Move, bringing that as an army doctrine, which means he has a level 8 Solaria and she can still bring her presence. This is an arsenal going up very quickly so he can get his flamers on those tactical marines, I guess. Alongside, we have Blaster as these Blood Ravens, bringing along also Jonah, Orion. We've got Chaplain Diomedes and the Imperial Knight Paladin, and we've got incorrect doctrines listed, so we'll try and work out what they are. Rounding off this left team is Noisy as some Orks. Oh look, we've got Beauty the Morkanaut's presence of better repair. He's brought along Big Mek Wazmakka, Beauty the Morkanaut, and the Gorkanaut, and we've got incorrect doctrines listed, so we'll try and work those out as well. Please fix this stuff, Relic. Over on the right team, we've got Krawol, however you want to say it, and his yellow Space Marines also getting a very quick arsenal up, which suggests an early tactical marine opening. We do see 2 tacks up. He's brought along Killteam Iron Maw, Chaplain Diomedes, and some Assault Terminators. We do have Slow Death listed, also Destructive Devastation, and the Ablative Armor for Predators. Alongside 2 Eldar players. First up is OriGins as this red Eldar. He's got Striking Scorpions, Autarch Kyre, and the Wraithlord, bringing along, maybe not, Improved Scream, Rift Blast, which is awesome, and the Wraithlord's command brought as an army doctrine with improved webways. Rounding off the teams, Eldar Corsair as this black Eldar player here, with Striking Scorpions, Farseer Macha, and Wraithknight Taldeer. We also have Improved Scream, Rift Blast, and Avenger's Shield. Now Rift Blast is pretty interesting. Switches your Wraith Guard's damage to normal instead of armor piercing, so they do increase damage to infantry. I'm guessing that's a toggle or something that lasts a duration, like an ability you get on your Wraith Guard. I've actually seen it used, so if these doctrines are true, maybe we'll see that later on. I imagine you need to go pretty Wraith heavy for Eldar in a 3v3 so they can stand up to some punishment. So we're going to see a whole bunch of Wraith units, I would think, but these guys both have Striking Scorpions, and if you go Striking Scorpions, look at these quick tactical marines for max. You need to go pretty hard early, otherwise why are you taking the Striking Scorpions? Because you want to support them for that quick shield gen push. Tactical marines of max have found Krawol's Servitor. There's that Dire Avenger's shield there. Drop pods coming in. These are Max's tactical marines, so these guys have got a shield since they came in via the drop pod. Oh, and here are Krawol's tactical marines, and looks like they have their frag grenade from the Assault Terminators. Yes, they do. Might help them trade nicely with Max's tactical marines. I'm going to speed it back up again. So firefight in the middle. Who's going to win this? Max using his banner early, which is generally the way you want to do this, and gets his shield up because of it. Now here comes Noisy with the boys. How many boys does he have? Just the 2 so far, but he's gone for some relatively quick shooters. It might suggest that he has the tons of bombs doctrine, which gives him those nice 3 stick bomb throws. And there's that slow death flamer from max power. I believe it's like 35 power to get a flamer up. Could be wrong. We also have a flamer up for Krawol's tactical marines. Webway gate in the stealth area there. Nice push through from the left team. Note that they aren't trying to go for the shield gens early, which are on the flanks over here. They're just trying to push through, put pressure on so they can build up the middle. They do have a listening post up already. They're not giving up this push either. Got some Assault Marines on the field here for Blaster. Looks like they have a doctrine as well. The Venerable Dreadnought's Assault Leap. And if I remember correctly, he did not bring the Venerable Dreadnought Blaster, no, so he's using that as one of his army doctrines. Here comes some Howling Banshees. Double Howling Banshees. Oh, is there a Soul Shrine around? No, I don't see one. Multiple Howling Banshees with their charge thing can be pretty nasty. That's a nice grenade from those Dire Avengers over there. No timers, of course, on the grenades in Dawn of War 3. They do have a relatively slow flight time, but it still can be pretty tough to dodge them. I noticed that the stick bombs, I should say, from the shooter boys have a pretty slow throw animation, but those things are pretty devastating, which is probably why. So max power backing off here, done some good damage, good pressure, and they get the middle. Can they hold it though? You do have these heavy cover points covering the center. Good place to put your devastators and your death gun looters. The sides are pretty even. We have a listening post up here for Blaster and a listening post for OriGins. You do have this chasm here, which you can cross with land speeders and stuff, of course, and Vipers and Death Copters, all that good stuff. So forward bases are happening, as is generally the case on this map. Just off the center here, we have a Doctrine Chapel from max power, so he can get his Tactical Marines to the front lines quicker and get some Devastators going on. Just reinforcing his Tactical Marines here. And that was the first engagement. Pretty even exchange. Don't think anyone lost a unit. Oh look, double shooters here with the tons of bombs. I believe that is. Yes, it is. And those guys do have their scrap. I'm not sure if it's predictable when they're going to throw them, because what does it actually say on the tooltip? Can I see it, please? These guys periodically throw, which suggests that it's every set amount of seconds, but I'm not sure. I wish there were a bit more detail in the tooltips. Like, it will often say, hey, you get a shield, but it doesn't tell you how much shield you get. Hopefully someone's working on some kind of detailed tooltip mod, like there was for Dawn of War 2 back in the early days. Those mandible guns from the Striking Scorpions are pretty powerful from what I've seen. Really good at chasing. Striking Scorpions also up for the other Eldar player. Will they make a push though for the shield gens early? We also have Killteam Iron Maw, as you can see on the map. Pretty awesome little elite for 2 points, I think. Good options in terms of flamer and missile launcher, and you get that, hey, you can deploy on me trait for your other elites. Left team though are defending mid with a lot of stuff. 2 flamers for max power here, and those stick bombs flying in. Wow, Scorpions getting owned and went down. Killteam Iron Maw using their vortex grenade. Pretty sloppy there by their Eldar player. Who was that? That was Eldar Corsair. Striking Scorpions are in amongst the thick of it here though, and there's that Banshee charge thing. That is nasty. What is it called? Quick Strike. Oh, look at this. This is the banner from Max. That means that his Librarian's on the field. Here he is, because that's his presence doctrine. The Striking Scorpions can jump out of the stone wall, of course, but I guess they're not under any threat, so they're not going to do it. Here comes the Librarian running towards units. Whenever he's running towards units, it's because he wants to do this. Stone wall into Fury of the Ancients, but those guys jumping out just in time. Nicely done there by OriGins. Pretty frantic action in the center. Librarian waiting to get out, and this is Blaster's Librarian now. And since he has Chaplain Diomedes, when Chaplain Diomedes hits the field, he's going to have that Rosarius thing. Oh, frag grenades up on Krawol's Tactical Marine squad. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's got a pretty quick throw, as you saw there. And helps you trade favorably with other early range units. And a little bit of disruption, of course. And I'm interested to see how Gabriel Angelos fares for max power. He doesn't have a lot of mobility, so might struggle to get in amongst the enemy lines, but he's always great at defending your back lines. Any melee units get close to your attack, so your Devastators can smack them around. He also has a really good presence doctrine, in my opinion. The heal off the drop pods is really damn useful in the 3v3. Can even reinforce off that heal. So forward bases going up continue from the left team. The boys hut for Noisy. Usually you'll see at least one doctrine dedicated to making knobs more powerful, since they're a pretty strong unit right now. Here come 4 Dire Avenger squads, throwing some grenades on these Devastators. Shield will protect them soon. Those tireless Tactical Marines are pretty nuts. Oh, big Mek Wazmakka. Let's slow this down and see what he's got going on. He's got that tractor beam. which gives him some really good options in terms of mobility and control. He can grant a shield to an ally or slow an enemy, and then he can reactivate it to pull them towards Wazmakka. And if he targets scrap, he will jump to it. He's got orbital scrap, which calls in junk from orbit and puts scrap on the ground, causes damage in a circle. True damage, it should be said. And scrap turrets, turning all nearby turrets. Oh, sorry, 5 nearby turrets. Nearby scraps, I should say, into turrets. So he's good at getting you scrap and using it effectively, I guess. Has he got true range damage? It does. Matt's trying to get his slow death off, but it's hard when Banshees are charging you like that. Ouch, that quick strike is nasty. There's a stone wall. Did Banshees get caught in it? A couple of models got caught in it and then blown up by a few of the Ancients. Fierce fighting over the center. We haven't really seen a push for the shield gens yet. I thought we'd see it when the striking Scorpions hit the field. There's that tractor beam pull by Big Mek Wazmakka. Banshee's coming in the side. They might want to try and isolate the Librarians. Once he uses his stone circle, they know he's used it and it's on cooldown. Try and get after him. But of course there's 2 of the bastards. There's that Emperor's Light, is it called? Yep. Does blinds and some other things. Blinds and buffs. Pretty nasty ability. Wazmakka's took a lot of damage here. On the flanks, we've got listening posts for both teams. Yes, we have. No listening post here, though. Or here. How far away are we from Angelos? Needs 2 more elite points. Chaplain Diomedes is pretty close for Blaster there. I want to see Kyre, because he's got that one awesome trick where he pulls you towards him and drops a bunch of grenades on your face. But other than that, I haven't really seen him used super effectively. I mean, he does have great mobility and he can hunt down like stationary vehicles and stuff, which we might see some of, because a 3v3 is a great place to use multiple whirlwinds. This Librarian needs healing. This is max powered Librarian. It does have true range damage, it should be noted. 38 DPS isn't bad. Fires pretty slowly, so that's delivered in relatively large bursts. This is Krawol's Doctrine Chapel healing up those Killteam Iron Maw members. These Tactical Marines are with that frag grenade. There it is. Just says it's knockback. I assume it just does normal damage. Whole bunch of stuff here. There's a war. And he's got a war truck, which increases your mobility exponentially as Orks. Allows you to approach fights much more effectively with the eject. And of course you can get the tractor beam. Does he have the tractor beam? Not that I can see. Still not sure what all of his doctrines are. Noisy. We know that he's got the Tunzo bombs. Going after that listening post pretty hard. Do we see a defense? We do see a defense. A whole bunch of Banshees, and this is a web brigade. I thought that was an elite coming in for a second. There's that quick strike. Wow. Decent amount of damage to the shield of that truck there. Now they're just backing away, waiting for stuff to get out. There's a nice stick bomb. I knocked over a couple of models. Oh, Farseer Macha is up. We know what she can do, throwing that spear around and blowing it up. Oh. Well done by Blaster. Gonna bash some resources here with his Assault Marines. They probably jumped over the gap, I'm guessing. And he got both of those generators. Might be even able to decap here. Here comes some Dire Avengers to try and defend, but they could just jump away. There we go. And this is verified that they do have the Assault Leap. There it is. So let's have a look at Eldar Corsair. He's got a couple of Rangers up. Max power with some Devastators and some Tactical Marines. And not much else really. He's got Jonah, of course. We see Blaster getting a land speeder on the way. That will help him hit that northwest side. We've got Noisy. Oh, what is this? This is a Nob Squad. Yeah, Nob Squad with Scrap. And is coming towards this southern edge. A bunch of stuff here, though. And they are wired up. Killteam Iron Maw is there. This might be more than he can deal with here. There's that quick strike. Wow, obliterating those shooter boys, I think that was. We see that was Wazmakka calling down some scrap there. Nobs are in there doing some work. There's that explosive armor going off. Looks like they do have a doctrine. They have stuck in, which is the buffs as they die, yeah. Don't have come on, which is really strong as well. Gives them a shield on taunt. Often you'll see both of them picked. Banshees doing what they've really done well so far, getting in and out of fights. Oh, there's Autarch Kyre. There he is with his cyclone thing. What is it actually called? Oh, we can't see now. He's gone into the air. Going to pull them towards him and drop a bunch of grenades on their face. Pretty devastating combo. But what else can he do for 5 elite points? It doesn't do a huge amount of damage. Apart from that one trick, he's got his mobility and the ability to hunt down wayward vehicles with his true damage, stomp and grenades and stuff, I think. Eldritch Winds is the name of that cyclone thing. Does a stun and a slow and true damage. But he can't sky leap again to pull it towards him right now. Are you really going to go after this? Right team. Looks like Kyre is taunted here by the Nobs. Now he needs to try and get away. That was a stick bomb throw. There's that land speeder from Blaster. Under the cosh here, the left team, but they should be able to defend this. And the right team don't want to get stuck in here too long. There's Kyre doing his sky leap grenade drop again, but now he has to fight some Nobs, which is not what he wants to do. Is he stunned here? What's going on? He's not moving, and he's going to go down. Yeah. Don't think that was worth it, Kyre. Oh, looks like Wazmakka went down, though. Didn't spot that. Chaplain Diomedes went down for Blaster. Killteam Iron Maw is still around. That's confirmation that Kyre went down. Where's Macha at? She's still alive. Over here. Doesn't actually have her spear in her hand. Not sure where she chucked it at. Is it kicking off? It is kicking off a little bit. Dragon Scorpions go down. Some sloppy elite losses from the right team, got to be said. But look at this little strike force here. That quick strike from the Banshees. And we have some Dragon Scorpions in there too. OriGins again doing a good job getting in and out, I think. Uh-oh. Got trapped by Librarian. This is Blaster's Librarian. There's that blinding light. There's a few of the Ancients. Oh, it's on cooldown. Can't use it. Gabriel Angelos on the field for max power. We all know what he can do. Jump around and use Retribution. And since he's on the field, he'll give the Inspiring Drop pod, I think it's called. We can see it here. There it is. Inspiring Drop. Webway really high up the field there. Gonna go down. 30 power, I think, to get those things on the field. Macha just having a look. The right team looking pretty strong in the middle. Look at all this wreckage. That's because someone has whirlwinds. It's Max with double whirlwinds here. And these things are pretty crazy because you get no sign that they're going off. That you're just about to get absolutely owned by a bunch of whirlwinds at the same time. They don't knock you over, so you can react to it once you see it going off. And I guess that's your saving grace. But they can be absolutely devastating, especially in a 3v3 where you can play defensively pretty well with 2 allies to support you. There is a doctrine. Is it Solaria? I can't remember who gives them the whirlwinds, the doctrine to leave a pool of fire behind. Not sure. Maybe it is Solaria. There's a strike on the center. He doesn't know what's there. He's just blindly doing this and takes out a Bone Singer. That's such a strange sound effect when those whirlwind shells explode. Last cannon's up for Krawol to fight this land speeder, doing a lot of damage there. Assault Marines jumping out of trouble. Slow death was on them there from those tactical marines. bit of a lull in the action. Looks like the left side team are gearing up for a push. Max Power using his very quick tactical marines to do some scouting. Noisy's already in there and already blowing stuff up, it looks like. Oh, look, this is the temporal weave of the Farseer. They're so annoying to fight against. She's getting shot up now, though. Need some support. Here comes some Wraithguard. And do we see that Rift Blast thing? What was it meant to be called? I don't see it here. So maybe that is not a doctrine they have. Or I'm just misunderstanding how it works. I assumed it would have been an ability they'd have to use. Dreadnought dropped in by Krawol. Maybe he's Polish and that's like Krawol or something. I have no idea. Saying words is hard. Dreadnoughts are awesome, but they're 300 power. Have some big armor-piercing melee damage. Doesn't want to get too far up here because there's Librarians around that can trap him. It's pretty risky. And Gabriel Angelos does true damage with his melee attack, so he can put some hurt on them. Now he's being chased down by this Librarian. This is Max Power's Librarian. And traps it with the Sacred Standard stone wall. Nicely done. And if the Librarian gets around to the middle, he might be able to trap it again. And this is going to be a dead Dreadnought. Stunned there by the God Splitter. That was a critical strike. Taking big damage from Gabriel Angelos. Look at this. And I said he might not be useful. And there he is, trapped again. Might see a Fear of the Ancients. There's Blinding Light. It's going to blind that Dreadnought. There's the Fear of the Ancients. Wow, did a big chunk of damage there. And down goes a Dreadnought. Did not do a whole lot, did he? You see those orbital strikes coming down from the standard. Some people asking what this thing does. Basically, by default, it gives you a speed increase and knocks back enemies. And in tier 1, it gives you a shield. Tier 2, it calls down those orbital strikes. And tier 3, it heals you. And those bonuses stack tier on tier. So by tier 3, that standard is doing a huge amount for you. The counterplay is, of course, to either run away when it's used, so it's wasted, or you can actually capture the standard, which removes all the bonuses for the player who used it. I believe it gives shield. It would shield and heal allies as well, not just your own army, but I'm not sure. Whoa, whole bunch of Shadow Spectres. Looks like they have some doctrines. I think Kyre can give them a doctrine. Yeah, here's Kyre's command. Improve skimming. Get increased speed while shields are up. Does not stack with fleet of foot. They also have the hollow field when they get stealth when their shields break. So a whole bunch of Shadow Spectres might be super useful late game when there's going to be some big elites running around. As you can see, they're not doing a lot of damage to this listening post. That's because they're doing armor piercing damage. You've got to be careful with these guys. They don't trade with anything effectively. You've got to use them on the outskirts of the battle, supported by Wraithguard or something that can soak up some hits and go toe-to-toe, maybe some Wraith Blades. But using them well on the outside of battles, they can be super effective. These guys need some reinforcement now. Lost their shield there, which is why they went stealthed. Here's a killer can from Noisy, and it does have the scrap, so it can store up 6 missiles. Take some shots at this Dreadnought. A second Dreadnought here from Krawol. Still jockeying for position in the center, aren't they? That's a good place to put some Devastators. Last cannon getting shots in, and the heavy bolters. Quite a lot of Eldar stuff running around. He's used these Banshees well. Has OriGins. We see some from Eldar Corsair too. What is this? Just Farseer coming back in. Triple whirlwinds for max power. If you can get up and use it on this like stealth patch, that could do a lot of damage. Looks like the Eldar are on the move. Look how slow they look when they're outside of fleet of foot range. We need some reinforcement. Here they come into this warrior portal to reinforce. Big Mek Wazmakka with some shooter boys alongside him. Massive amount of stuff here from the left side team. 4 whirlwinds now for max power. And we see 3 of them firing on the center. Boom. Wow. Holy crap. Oh, there is some knockback. Looks like there was some knockback there. Oh. Beauty the Morkanaut on the field for Noisy. She has the awesome custom force field, and there's her rocket fist. Does armor piercing damage and stuns, which is pretty nice, and she can call some Gretchens to repair her. And her presence doctrine is the better repairs for your Gretchens. There it is. It's literally called better repair. I wanted to see the Gorkanaut, sorry. I haven't seen a whole lot of him. Killteam Iron Maw getting out of there. Here's Kyre. Haven't seen a whole lot from him. I think he's going to struggle to make an impact if the whirlwinds don't isolate themselves so he can go after them. This is 5 whirlwinds now from max power. How much do they cost? 185 power. He spent a hell of a lot on them. But they could wipe an entire army out. There's Kyre getting stunned in midair. He can't attack while he's in skimmer mode, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can't attack. But he can drop plasma grenades. He can also Skyfall, which does true damage. There's that custom force field for Beauty, which is pretty awesome. Absorbs all shots and damages things that are nearby. There's the Eldritch Storm. Now, I hate this nuke. I mean, what is the counterplay to this? What can you do? It's just going to destroy most of these whirlwinds now. When it turns into the conduit, I think you can shoot it down. But otherwise, what the heck are you meant to do? Just split your units, I guess. So it has to chase just like one. But that stacking slow makes that very, very tough. Look at that. Took down 3 whirlwinds by itself. Or was it 4? 3, I think. Now it's going to catch some scouts. Look how long it lasts for. It's crazy. Does it give you vision as well? You can use it to scout things. Now it's dissipated finally. Scrap called down by Big Mek Wazmakka. Oh, look at this. What are these things called again? Energy shields. That's built by Bone Singers, so somebody has that doctrine. Let me see if we can find who it is. Is it you? It is you. Deployable energy shields. They're pretty damn big, aren't they? I assume you can destroy them. Boom. Beauty must do true damage, right? No, armor piercing damage. There's all those Shadow Spectres. But with the shooters there, they're gonna... And Tactical Marines coming over too. In fact, a lot of stuff coming over. They might be gearing up for a push on this shield gen.
Unleashing the Eldritch Storm.
That's a Daggerheart coming up. Unleashing the Eldritch Storm. There it is. Maybe they sensed that there was a push coming. And look at the damage there from the Shadow Spectres, supported by Kyre alongside them. That looks pretty cool. Oh, what is this? A push on the other side of the map from some Eldar supported by Killteam Iron Maw. They have taken down the generator, in fact. Are they going to push against the tower? Did not even notice this happening. But they certainly did take down the shield gen. There's the remains of it, but look, they get caught in an orbital inside a stone circle. That's pretty bad. Assault Terminators on the field for Krawol. Tanks, though, on the field for Blast, and he does have the doctrines to help them out, I think. He's got piercing shot. Oh, his Paladin's on the field. Didn't even notice that. Didn't he get the ablative... Doesn't he have the ablative armor as well? Or am I thinking of someone else? Blaster. No, he doesn't. No, this is Max. Where's Blaster? Oh, we don't know what Blaster's got. It was Krawol, I think, who had the ablative armor listed. We'll see if he's actually got it. It is the Paladin then. A bit more versatile and tankier than Solaria. Solaria is just built to obliterate things from range. The Paladin can mix it up in melee and take a bit more damage too. Has some cool abilities. Has some piercing shot thing. There it is. And Reaper's Chainsword Sweep and Ion Shield. So a bit more difficult to engage, because he can hurt you at range and in melee. With Solaria, You can tie her up and shut her down pretty effectively, but she will obliterate you if you stand at range. Here's a whole bunch of Wraithguard from Eldar Corsair. I don't see any hints of this thing. Rift Blast. Is it just a thing that passively happens? Causes weapon to temporarily do normal instead of armor piercing. So it must be an activated ability, but I do not see it in a unit card. Meanwhile, on this right side of the map, the left team are trying to answer the loss of their shield with taking out an enemy shield. But here's Farseer, Wraithknight Taldeer, I should say, and a Wraithlord smacking up some Orks. That's how you rebuff an attack. Big elites on the field now. Here's Krawol throwing away his Dreadnought, I guess. Not sure what it's doing all the way over here, but it's going to go down. Gabriel Angelos is on it. There's the fist from Beauty stunning this Wraithlord so that big Mek Wazmakka can get away. You do not want to engage here, Eldar. There is just a massive amount of stuff. You want to continue pushing on this northwestern side, I think. Man, they took down that shield generator pretty quickly. Dragon Scorpions and Assault Terminators were there, that's why. What is this? That is Taldeer's minimap icon. Chaplain Diomedes needs some healing pretty badly. We have the Imperial Knight supported by a bunch of Destructor Predators. Ouch. Where's that thing called again? It just stuns, I think. Oh, Stasis. Oh, and armor piercing damage. Wow, how long does this Stasis last? Okay. Wraithguard really good at shooting down tanks. There's the ion shield from the Paladin used to good effect there. It always faces the same direction, right, when you use it. Yeah. Deathstorm turret dropped in by a blaster. Deathstorm drop pod, I should say. Now it's going to be smacked up by a Dreadnought, though. Taldeer is going hard after this Paladin. It's going to go down. Look at the big chunks of damage it's doing. Holy crap. Do you do armor piercing damage, Taldeer? You do. It's not true damage. Paladin's going to go down. Here's a bunch of Shadow Spectres to help. Holy crap, look how quickly they drain the health there. With Kyre alongside them. That is a scary mobile anti-vehicle force. They're going to go after these tanks? Looks like they aren't. Especially with that doctrine that buffs their speed when they have shields up. That's pretty awesome. Because it can be hard to just support those guys with webways if you have them in the backlines. A couple of Death Dreads. It's a bad fight for this Wraithlord, especially with Beauty there. Wraithlord is going to go down. Wow. Went down pretty quick. Oh, look at this though. Solaria's on the field with a bunch of whirlwinds alongside her. Now, do we see... No, she has the fire on the move. Okay. I thought she had her presence one, which I think is a whirlwind thing. Ouch. Dreadnought smacking up this Librarian. But now he's in the circle of doom. Guess we're going to see a push for this shield generator. Not going to be easy. Whirlwinds are there. I don't think you want Solaria by herself on the front line. Max power dropping in a Predator Annihilator. Killteam Iron Maw saved by Diomedes there, I think. But they do go down. Solaria using her Cone of Death. What is it called? Gatling Barrage. And did some decent death, but she's going to go down if she's not careful. Here are some las cannons to shoot her. She's now overheated, which means she moves slower but does more damage. Oh, Falcon on the field for Origins. Allows you to reinforce your stuff. Pretty useful alongside those Shadow Spectres. This is a dead Predator tank. Looks like Solaria is going to go down too. Taldeer really good at hunting down these Imperial Knights, isn't she? Very, very effective. This thing's going to... I think it does knockback when it explodes or something. Boom. Now Gabriel Angelos is going to try and fight a Wraithknight. Standard used to maybe defend those tactical marines there. Here's an orbital from Max. Takes out that Falcon pretty quickly. Look at these Shadow Spectres though, chasing down the tanks. Holy crap. That is effective. They don't want to stand and trade for too long though. Get in, get out. That Sniper Scout's in there? Yep. He's got a lot of stuff parked over here. Has blast up. There's those orbital beams from the standard. And he's tier 3, which is why the standard is healing stuff there. Heavy Eldar Ordnance. What is he talking about? Is that the Eldritch Storm? No, see, look at the state of the terrain in the middle here. That's all those whirlwind shots. We have this shield loaded up with some Orks, some tank busters and looters. This shield loaded up big time with looters, tank busters, las cannons and heavy bolter devastators. I think Blasters really wants to go and hit this shield. Get some nice juicy resources and elite points. Librarian of who? This is Max. Oh, we have Plasma Gun Tacticals obliterating Farseer Macha there. Yeah, 2 or 3 of those in a 3v3. You can do some work for you. But here's a push on the southeast side from the Eldar. Wraithknight, a bunch of those Shadow Spectres taking down Beauty. Maybe? Yeah, down she goes. Yeah, knocked over and I think did some damage to those Assault Terminators when she exploded there. This is a nasty force. This big track is not going to last very long. Look at that damage from the Shadow Spectres. Boom. Dreadnought alongside them too. This is a pretty effective fighting force. But do they really want to push into this? We'll see. Now blowing up the listening post. Is there anything else that can come in and support them here? Oh, they lost their tower on this side. I did not even realise that. Because I'm good at paying attention. And yeah, the west side, the left team have not lost a turret. Yeah, they came across and saw what was in this heavy cover and said, okay, let's back off, fellas. More war towers going up, generating all that nice scrap. A whole bunch of big tracks for Noisy. He's got 3 of them. Got a killer can. He's got his Gorkanaut, which has this insane... what is it called? A Deathstorm Mega Shooter. That is an awesome name for a thing. And a Rocket Fist as well, which is pretty devastating. Calls in a rock from orbit, which is a nice trick to have. That shield is broken now. And Kyre jumping in can tie things up now. But the Shadow Spectres do some work, although they're not that effective against infantry, as you can see, taking a long time to take down those tank busters. That's the Cyclone thing. Eldritch Winds or whatever it's called. Down they go. Doing a really good job here. Who is this player? OriGins. Those Shadow Spectres are a pain in the arse. Oh, look at this though. While I was distracted elsewhere, Blaster and Max have pushed through on this side to take down the shield generator. They're going to go after this turret. Feels like the right side team is starting to slow down and stagnate, apart from that roving force of Shadow Spectres. They don't seem to have a huge amount of stuff going on. Blaster, look at Blaster's army. Look at Noisy's army compared to Krawol's here. That's got a handful of units in Dawn of War 3 terms. OriGins also with a handful of units. He just has that fighting force of Shadow Spectres and that is it. Eldar Corsair also looking relatively thin, but here comes Taldeer. Sliding through, Striking Scorpions are there. Some Wraith Guard to back them up. They're going to kill at least some of these tanks here. The Paladin's not on the field, so these guys don't have their piercing shot thing. That's an orbital though. Not sure if it got anything. But look at Taldeer go to work. A unit that powerful with that much mobility She is pretty awesome at taking down those big targets. How do you escape her? She's taking a lot of damage here, though. She is taking a lot of damage. She goes down. She's going to explode in a cool way. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Wraithlord charging in. Also pretty quick. With Fleet of Foot. Going to take down at least one of these tanks, but might not last too much longer after that. Diomedes trying to smack it around, but he only does normal damage. I think soon we're going to see a whole bunch of big tracks moving through. Holy crap, that's a lot of them. I count 6. The left team looking pretty strong here. They should be able to push through and put a nail in the coffin of the right side team. Autarch Kyre is going to go down. He's done alright, I think. I think his doctrine is awesome to support those Shadow Spectres. Yeah, they're using their oh, here's the Paladin. They're using their piercing shot to shoot at that tower outside of its range. Boom. Used all of the charges of it now. That's Jonah Orion of Blaster. Max power dropping in a whirlwind. An obliterated center getting a late listening post from Noisy. And here's, look at all these big tracks. They're all in artillery mode right now. And I think when they get scrapped, they can like shoot mines and stuff. Something weird goes on. Hitting some resources here. And this is the side where the tower's down already. So you could just push through, go for the core over there. And the right side team can't seem to defend at all right now. A lot of sloppy losses from them, I feel like. Those dreadnoughts going in alone and getting lost. You've got to use your dreadnoughts pretty sparingly in a 3v3 because they're going to get shot down a lot. I mean, if you can't drop them into the enemy lines, is it worth getting them at your machine cult and just trying to walk them into the fight? I don't think it is. In a 3v3, they're just going to get shot and controlled to pieces. A lot of damage on the Gorkanaut here from those Shadow Spectres. They can fire on the move, of course. Ouch. Lots of rockets. On the sea. Oh. All the DAC has been used already. I want to see it there. There's the Eldritch Storm to slow it down. And they'll hunt him, I think. They're going to hunt him. He's firing those rockets, though. Took out a bunch of the Shadow Spectres. Also see the big tracks getting shots in. Desperately trying to finish off the Gorkanaut, but losing a lot doing so. Lost a hell of a lot there. And the Gorkanaut lives. This is Farseer Macha trying to finish it off for Eldar Corsair. And I think they got it. Yeah, that's it blowing up right there. Eldritch Storm, I'm sure, helped. But he's still got all these big tracks. Missile launcher, of course, for the Killteam Iron Maw now, so they can help fight these larger targets. But they just got blown to pieces. Oh, look at this. They're already pushing through this side against the core. Solaria, we have the Paladin. A whole bunch of very quick moving tactical marines. That is an orbital, I think. Yep, that's an orbital. Ouch, that's bad for those tactical marines. Not sure why they were shooting that structure and not the core. There's that Gatling barrage from Solaria. The core goes down and the left side team take it. Wow. I'm sure I missed tons of stuff. But there you go, fellas. Right, the right side started well, but a lot of sloppy losses mid-game, I think, really cost them, slowed them down. And some good harassment on that left side by Blaster, hitting those resources with assault marines and stuff. Carried them through. Used their elite better. And that army of whirlwinds was pretty nasty. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.